All right, I put some more glitter shimmer on this, and I had to touch up a little bit down here on the bottom where it kind of got scratched a little bit. So we're gonna let that dry again. And then I didn't like the colors of the roses, but I didn't want them solid orange, so I left some of the red just a little bit around. And then I put some of that like Walmart glitter shimmer, whatever it is, on it, the same as I did these. So I like that a lot better. It's just too much of the red clashed a whole lot, and I didn't like it. I left some of the internal, like you can see right there, a little bit of it doesn't look quite as orange as the rest. I hit it with it, but I didn't want to make it real solid or chunky like with the paint. I just did it real light, and then I hit it with that glitter shimmer. That's the Day of the Dead right there, but that's not what this is about. What this is about is I'm going to show you how I'm about to cut this. So I do cut my own forks, but if you do mess this up, this piece right here, you can get this piece separate. It's like probably under 50 bucks if you cut it wrong. But this is how I'm going to do it. Basically, I took my fork apart, so it's looking like this. I just took this piece off, unscrewed it. You can see right there, unscrewed it, and then I got my hardware right here. So basically what I'm going to do is I'm going to leave this on, because that goes first, and then you put this washer like that. Simple, right? Now I'm going to take this right here, and I'm going to leave probably just a couple threads, and then I'm going to mark it. You can see how I'm about to do it. This is tight. This is all the way down. This is all the way up, so there's no gap. I ended up replacing this hardware in here, so I ended up getting my own little cup here instead of using that factory one. That factory one I think was screwing me up. So thank you, Tronky Kid. He told me that these kits come with that piece, which I was a little concerned with some of my other ones. So now if I just need the hardware, I'll just order it regardless if the cups are right or not. The original cups had to stay in because they weren't a 21. I think they're a 22, but they're a different like size, outer size. So I don't think the 22s fit either. But it is a 1-inch fork. So we're good there, and it's a 22 stand. So I'm gonna go ahead and mark this, and then we'll go ahead and cut it down. But let me mark it. I'm gonna do it off camera, mark it, and I might cut it on camera. But if I cut it on camera, I gotta figure out a way to manipulate the forks to get them out of my way and to stay out of my way. And we're definitely where I don't want them hitting the frame too much. I need to get them up a little bit. Maybe I can do it up here like that. Yeah, that looks a little bit better. So let me get my marker, and we'll mark this, and hopefully we'll get it right. I don't think I'm missing any of the hardware. Let me make sure. I think that's it. It's this washer and this and that. But this is an easy way to do it. That way you're damn near guaranteed to get it right. Now the only thing is you got to have you don't have to have a special tool, but it helps to have a special tool. I'll show you the tool I have. That way you guys can see it. I think it's over here in my kit. I'm just going to walk over here with you with the camera real quick so you can see. I usually keep all my bike stuff in this little bag right here so I don't have to look too hard for this stuff. Alright, that's it right there. So basically what you do with this is, it gives you a little, you can put a screwdriver or whatever there and tighten it up. But it basically goes over top of this. 1 second. So basically it goes like this. Once you get your line and all that, you put it in there and you cut it. Right here I may have to unloosen my hardware and all that to cut it. So it might come off, but I know I'll have to take this off. That's why I'm going to have to mark it. All this has got to come off for me to be able to get in there and manipulate it. So let me go ahead and take this off and get this kind of measured and calculated, and then make my mark for my cut. Alright, here we go. We're going to go ahead and measure it up. I got the door shut so you guys can hear a little bit better. Hope you can see it in camera right here. So I'm just going to put this nut as close as I can to this washer, and this is set down flush. So hopefully this isn't bent anyway. If it is, I can probably manipulate it a little bit. It doesn't look like it needs to, or I can throw a washer or something in there. But if I do that, then I'm going to screw myself because I probably won't have enough space. But I'm going to go ahead and mark it somehow. You can also do this with plumber's tape if you wanted to. You could put the tape like real close and then just wrap it around. But I just like eyeballing stuff. And if it doesn't work out quite, I don't know, I'm trying to get my marker out. If it doesn't work out like if you're too high, you can always take more off. But if you got not enough, then you're kind of screwed. So be very careful. And this thread does go all the way up to the top of this washer. So make sure you leave enough for it to go all the way to the top. So you need to mark at the top of this bolt, not in the middle or the center, at the very top edge, because it will go all the way to the top, and it might go a little bit more. So I want to be right there. I'll get it offline, so I mean off the tripod, so you can see. And this marker I'm using is just one I got off of Amazon with like a 5-pack or something for like $6. You get them at Lowe's and Home Depot too. It's just a fine point permanent marker that marks on wood and stuff. Alright, so let me go ahead and put this over here, pick this up, kind of show you what it looks like. You can see right there where my line is. That's about where I need to cut. So we're going to get a hacksaw. Hopefully my hacksaw is sharp enough, because I used it for a lot of things. We'll try to make sure you're back in frame. Looks like it right there. Alright, now we're probably going to need to I'm going to take this hardware off. Make sure you put it in a spot where your other stuff is that you took off, your fork spring and all that. If you can thread it back in there, it'd be better. That way it's together, but there's no, it's not very easy to do that. It's going to go like that. It's a little bit in there. That way it's, well, it ain't together. But I'm going to make sure you put the same spot. Alright, and put your other hardware over here. Now we'll see if this will fit. If this won't fit, then we'll have to take the fork off, which I don't want to do yet. We're going to take the fork off. So that'll be alright though. So now we got to unloosen this hardware, pull the fork out, and I'm going to do that off camera because I tightened this up pretty tight. Well, no, not really. We'll do it now. Just make sure you watch out for your bearings and all that if it's assembled like mine is. And you want your bearings in here when you do your measuring, because it will change your measuring if the bearings are not in there. It will change it. And that's the same thing with your lower bracket. If your bearings ain't in there and it looks like you put your cups on and it looks like it's not going to be tight enough, that's why. You gotta have your bearings in. Mocking up or anything like that. It might give me enough space to cut it like that now that I got this off, but I doubt it. I'll try it again. So look. Alright. Yeah, it ain't gonna. So we'll just pull it out. Just watch out for your bearings, like I said. Your front and your rear. Your rear is the one that's probably more likely to fall out. So just watch it. There's the front, that side, and here is the rear. Alright, now I'm going to have to do a different setup now because I'm going to have to put this in a vise probably. So we're going to have to change the mount or something. Yeah, I'm going to have to put it in something. So let me pause this camera real quick and we'll get mounted up. Sorry, I was setting the camera up. So I had to take this off. I think it was, I got the wrench right here. It was 11/16 to get it off. So let's go ahead and get this in here and then we'll cut it. Make sure you guys are in camera. I'm hoping it will fit because I might have to do some weird stuff. If I do, I might have to check the camera to make sure you guys are in frame. Looks like it. So let me back this off a little bit. Might have to put it in like a little weird because my little thing right here didn't fit. Well, it fit, but it still didn't go long enough. If I were to do it at the center point like that, you can see where my vise is. So I got to do like a little weird thing over here. Now I would suggest putting some wood or something around your vise if you're going to use a vise. Alright, well, it's pretty tight right there. Alright, we don't need to push down on it too much. We're just going to do some sawing left and right. Hopefully my saw is sharp enough here. Then we're going to make sure we got it lined up where we need. I need to get something to poking this hole to tighten it. And let's see here. It's big enough. Yeah. No. I need some WD-40 or something. Yeah, at least. It's crying all the way. Alright, I might have to back it off a little bit. Alright. Trying to make sure I got it about where I need it. And I'm going to put you can visually look at it to make sure that you're where you want when you put the saw in. That's the good thing about this. This is going to give you a precise cut, this tool. Before I tighten it down, I want to make sure we're straight. Then I want to make sure my saw blade is about where I want it. Yeah, that'll work. That actually might give us one more thread, but that will be alright. So let me make sure I'm in frame here. Looks like it. Yeah, we're in frame. Don't know if it's showing too much. However, we're going to try to go like this. I'm going to make sure this is a little bit more tighter, because once it gets in, I don't want it moving around. I might get something else to put in there. I don't want to break it. This tool ain't very expensive. It's under $30. So, I mean, it's good to have it. If you're not going to do a lot, it really don't matter. You can probably guesstimate it, because I want to say this piece right here is probably as expensive as the tool. So if you can buy one you need, you could just buy it if you're only going to build a couple. Like, you can just buy the piece you need. This is the piece that came with my fork, so I want to make sure. Yeah, there we go. Look again. All right, we're good. So now just back and forth. I may need to change this blade. Go slow until it gets in there. And you can't clean up the threads if you get a little jagged or something. But this should pretty much keep you straight in line. Sorry the camera's moving. You're mounted to the table. Alright, you guys get the point. I'm going to go ahead and pause it till we get it done. I don't want you guys sitting there watching the bouncing camera the whole time. So let me just show you where we're at right now. Alright, so you can see right there, hopefully, where we're starting to cut. Right about where the black line, or right above that black line where I marked it. So if we got to do some cleanup, we can do it up. Or if we need a little small washer, we can still fit that. So let me go ahead and continue cutting this, and we'll get it done. Alright, you guys can see how flush it cut it. It looks pretty good. The piece fell somewhere. I didn't really look for it. It's right there. Alright, that's about how much we cut off. Now this is a 26-inch fork. That's what they sent to me, the paperwork. But it's going on a, no, it's 26-inch fork, but it's going on a 24-inch bike. So I ordered a 24-inch, but pretty sure the package said 26, so I don't know if it's the same or if they just were lazy and was like, we don't have one, we're sending you a 26, deal with it. So I don't know. It was cheap. The 24s were cheaper than the 26s for this fork, so they really screwed themselves if that's the case. So let's check this now. If you need to clean it up, you can use a file or something like that, or even some sandpaper and just go around it, which I'll do that here, right now. So let me find some of my sandpaper. My bucket's over here. Let's do some 120 or whatever. Just need a little bit. Actually, I got some on the table right here. 120, little cut up piece that I was using. Let's see here. You just want to clean the burrs that you cut around the edges. That way when you go to put your nut on, it doesn't mess with it too much. All right, now let's grab that nut. It's over here somewhere, right here. You guys seen my mirrors for The Walking Dead. I mean, The Walking Dead, the Day of the Dead. Man. All right, let's. Now, if it doesn't really want to fit, you can chase it. This one's fitting, but because I did it good. But if you had an issue and you got an extra one of these, you can actually chase this thread if you're having issues with it. Just if you have a spare one of these. I don't recommend it. Do it with your new one. If it doesn't want to go on, you got a spare one, you can try to line it up as much as you can. Get some WD-40 or whatever and just retrace the thread. What I mean by retrace the thread, just try to walk it on there until you get it will be real tight, and then just keep going back and forth like you're re-threading it. Put WD-40 or something on it while you're doing it. And that's any thread. I learned that when I was working on other things that I still mess with a little bit, but YouTube likes to demonetize people and shadow ban them and all that, so I'm not putting no content like that on this channel. If you're wondering what it is, there's a lot of things in my garage that show what it is. Alright. Them shadow banners. And I've actually got more views since I've changed my hobby, which I really don't care about that. I don't really care about the views. It's more like I want to learn how to do things. I've always liked the low riding. I want to learn how to do things so maybe I can do it on a car one day. And I always like the bikes. It dropped its stick. I caught it. I always like the bikes sometimes more than the cars, but what really got me into it were the Lowrider magazines. I love the when they had the Lincolns on there, the old Cadillacs. Like I had an '86, so that's what I really like. So let me get this assembled back, and then we'll get it on the bike and all that. So I gotta put this back on, the fork, get the fork back on the bike, and all the hardware and all that. Then we'll see where we are. So let's hang on. All right, we're getting it ready back again. I'm gonna got you guys on the camera facing a little weird way, so if I block you or something, I'm sorry. Also got to get this lithium grease or whatever this is. This is what I use. It's just PPL1. It's like a part tool thing you guys can see. You get it on Amazon or whatever. It's a little expensive. That's why I got a little bitty tiny hole in it. Takes a minute for me to get it out too. Don't want to waste it. Alright. For the bearings, make sure you grease them. Alright, smell that. There's one. 2. Alright, now I need to get this. Make sure you get it in there real good. Make sure you line your bottom bearings up first. That way you don't crush them. Alright, now get your, this right here, the way you can tell the right way for this is the bottom is contoured for your bearings. Now, if we did this right, it should be enough space. I want to make sure I get this super tight too, because I don't want my bottom loose at all, because it's not the right, I don't want to call it race, the crown, the race crown or whatever. It's that little flange on the bottom. It wasn't the one for this bike, so I want to make sure this is really tight. And I'm going to smack the back of this ever slightly to make sure it goes in all the way. Here is what it's the rubber side of the mallet. I'm going to hold the frame and just, then I'm going to tighten some more and just keep doing that. This just goes on hand tight. Alright, I think, yeah, this goes, or no, this, then the washer, I think. I'm not 100% sure on that. Might have to, I know I'm not doing that right. Let me readjust here. Just gonna take this off and then put it back on maybe. Maybe a pain in the ass, but Might have to loosen all this up to get it on, right? Might need the washer first. Here, I got stuff wanting to fall over here. Pretty sure, man, we'll just do the washer. Pretty sure the washer goes second, but I might be mistaken. Alright, now we're going to go ahead and just hand tight this just to see where we are. We might be too much. If we're too much, I can use a washer. But it's got to bend too. I think it's got to flex a little bit, so. Just want to do this to see where it tops out at. Hopefully you guys can see. Yeah, we got quite a bit more threads. If anything, I'm just going to put some washers in here. That way I don't have to cut anymore. And then if I want to, I'll never probably reuse these forks for anything because it's probably going to be committed to this bike. I need to just get I got a big wrench for this. Let me go see if I can find it. Yeah, I see. Keep it in my tool bag for my bikes. I think with this one, yeah. Yeah, this is a, what is this, 114 or whatever it is. I know a lot of people probably don't have this big wrench, but it was given to me from my dad, from me to my daddy, or whatever you want to call it. I inherited it. We got about 4 or 5 threads left on this bolt, so yeah, we're probably gonna need some. Well, I left too much. Looks like I got 3 or 4 left, and it looks like I got to take about 6 or 7 gaps. So yeah, I don't like using washers, but I don't like being too short either. Alright, that looks about topped out. Yeah, that's topped out right there. So let me just make sure we can get this stuff in here, right? Yeah, it looks like it's going in right. And it doesn't look like I'll probably need like 1 washer maybe. I don't know why it looks bent like that. I guess they all look kind of bent. I'm gonna go look for a washer, I think. Maybe 1 or 2. So let me put this back. It will fit. I just don't want to cut it anymore. I mean, I could, but you're always at the risk of cutting it too short. And then, did I really want to waste $30 or $40 to replace this tube in the middle? I'll be using the wrong side. And no. Alright, I'm going to pause it for a second and look for some washers. Well, unfortunately, I didn't have any more washers, so I'm about to mark this and it's going back in the vise. Sucks. Sucks. So I think I need about 4 threads off. When I clocked this out, there was like 4 threads remaining. That's how I'm selecting how many. There's about 4 threads in here. 1, 2, 3. Yeah, about 4. So we'll do 4. Don't want to, but that's what's got to be done. I might be able to do it right here now. Since I know how many I need, I just take it slow. And I really, yeah, I'm taking it off of this because I don't want to scratch my paint, which I might already by the forks hanging like this. Alright, let's see here. going 4. So 1, 2, 3, 4. About there. Marker. Dot them 1, 2, 3, 4. It's not a lot, but it's enough to where I can't get it out. So let's get this washer off. See, I thought there was more stuff, more hardware with this, but I guess not. Alright. Remember your freaking, keep forgetting names, your bearings. I would be doing the Day of the Dead right now and assembling it. However, I sprayed the roses again in orange. I showed you that, and then I also hit the frame up, touched it up. So I got to do some filler content. This might be posted Friday. If not, I'm gonna put it in a different week. The goal of today is to get the forks on, and then eventually through the week assemble this. Yeah, they didn't even, well, yeah, one came out. The rear, alrighty. Now I got to disassemble this thing again. Well, I might just put it in my smaller vise over here and I won't record it. So y'all, just hang on. Alright, let's start over now. So here we go. To cut it down, it's cleaned up again. So, I don't know how many people do this on YouTube, especially an amateur like me. So yes, it is amateur hour. See, I forgot my bearings. Getting excited, hopefully this works. Haven't checked it out yet. You guys are seeing what I'm seeing. I think I did that fast. I work with my hands a lot. At work, I do bolts, I do all that. I'm an assembler. I work for a car company. I manufacture vehicles. Probably like close to 300 a day. Alright. Hold this a little bit. I just want to make sure it's in all the way. That way I get it the tightest I can get it. Alright, there we go. Alright, here's the... Get that. See if it's working. If not, oh yeah, hey, where'd that washer go? I'm like, shit, I'm looking like, hey, where'd the washer go, motherfucker? Try to get away. I think I'm gonna put it on top. I think that's where it goes, but I'm not 100% sure on that. I'm just trying to mock it up right now to see if we got it. Yeah, it looks like we got it. Hell yeah, we got it. We probably got 2 or 3 threads at the top that we can still go, but that's okay because we haven't tightened it up yet. I'm gonna see what it looks like when we tighten it. Yeah, we're good. We probably got, yeah, we'll get nice and tight. We probably got like, I don't want to get too tight because the way I don't have nothing on it, but yeah, it'll go tight flush. And we've got a couple threads at the top, so if we need to add a washer or something to make it more even, we can do that. So let me put this in there. Big end to the front, I think. Now, bring this down. Hopefully, this is the hardest part for me, is to get this shit lined up. Which honestly, you could probably just, I'm gonna see if I can do it that way. Sometimes you can just like stretch it and get it in with it attached, but a lot of times I have issues with doing that. And then I have issues with doing it this way too, because then you don't want to get, you can't get the hole lined up right. So I'm gonna go ahead and take this back off, and then line it up like this and see if I can cram it up there. If you can't, you can loosen up all your bolts and stuff too if you need to. Alright, so we're just going to put this on this. Hope y'all can see it. Let me make sure, because I don't want to be, I don't want to be recording crap that you guys can't see. Otherwise, there's no point. Yeah, I struggle with this part. Alright, I need to get like a little wrench or something to where I can get this on there. Yeah, this ain't little, but now I'd like something like this to have plastic jaws on it, but I haven't seen nothing yet. I'll make sure I'm turning it the right way. Alright, it's on there, but alright, now. See, this is where I always have an issue with shit. It don't ever seem like it wants to go down right. Unless I need to like loosen it up. No, I ain't. Alright, my walking hammer here. Ole! Yeah, it didn't work. It wasn't on there tight enough. Alright, I'm gonna loosen some stuff up. Let's see what I can loosen up here. Probably this stuff. Alright, I'll tell you what. I'm boring myself and I'm boring y'all. I'm gonna go ahead and get some of it in there and get it ready and then get you back on camera. Alright everybody, I'm sorry I didn't show all this, but this was absolutely the worst fork I ever had to put on. It's on there now, but I just want to show you how I had to do it. There was a couple different things I had to do. That's why I really don't even want to tell y'all. I don't want to show y'all because I don't really want anybody that's not really familiar to even try this. I'm a rookie, but this is how I learned and figured out how to do it. So I had an issue similar to Tronky Kid. He made a video on it, but he flipped this upside down. This piece right here that the fork spring connects to, the spring and the little bolt here, the shaft or whatever it is. I couldn't get this to go down around the front piece here. It wouldn't sit down flush. It was catching on this top corner up here. Like it would sit, but it wouldn't go over it. So basically what I did was I notched out the top right here. I notched it out so it would sit down and go over just the front. I had a circle. I'll show you what I used. Let me get up. Sitting in my little pot here. I used this right here to just kind of to get it out around. This is day 2 too, by the way. I put like 4 hours just getting that goddamn fork on. I'm sorry for my language, but I'm pretty sure a 26 isn't supposed to fit on a 24. So this is a 26-inch fork. This is what was sent to me, and this is a 24-inch spike. Now this back tire barely fit on there too. Like I had to manipulate, like I had to let the air all out. I've never had to do that, let the air out of the tire before I could even put it on. I had to do that, so I don't know if the fender is gonna fit or not. But basically, let's get back to this, what I was saying. So I had to notch that out. That was the first problem. And then the second, I had to take this whole fork assembly apart just to get it on here. To get it on here to where it would fit. And after I did that, I ran into a problem where I couldn't get this spring compressed enough to get it in there. So I was like, shit, what am I gonna do? So I took some off of each side of this spring, a little bit on each side of this spring. I took it in my grinder and just grinded a little bit of it down, and then it still didn't work. So I was like, shit. So now I took some of the plastic, the rubber cap, I grinded some of the rubber cap down like flat with my grinder. Still couldn't get it. So I was getting close though. So basically what I did was I took these zip ties and I compressed this spring with my vise over there. I compressed it, then zip tied it, and I was like, God, I hope it holds. I hope it holds enough to where I can at least get it on there. So it held. So that's an idea if any of y'all need it to get it on there. For that, I just notched out that center a little bit. It's on there. It ain't moving. And then I was hoping I could find an extended bolt like this, but I didn't want to have to go to Lowe's or Harbor Freight or anywhere like that to find that bolt. And I looked online, and I wasn't for sure if this is the same bolt or not. It kind of looks like it. They're a little bit longer, these ones that go right here, but I didn't want to chance it if it didn't fit, because I mean I could took it out and put it in, but I'm not ever taking this fucking thing apart again. This fork is staying on here. This is it. That was meant to be, and this is it. It's not coming off. If I give it away or if I like sell it or anything, I'm gonna tell them, do not take that front fork off, because it was hard to get it in here. Like even when I got it all together, like this stuff was still gapped a little bit. I had to tighten it down just to get it to come flush a little bit to get it in there. So let's do the honors and cutting these zip ties off, and pray to God that everything stays and retains, and this nothing goes flying. So let me get some dikes or something to cut this with. Let's see if I can find something real quick. Let's see here. Oh, I got my big scissors here. These will work. I'm gonna do one at a time because I don't want it. Well, I can do one and then see if what it does. I want y'all to see it. It's kind of exciting and scary at the same time. All right, there went one. There went two. Surprised that last one's holding. There went three. All right, and there's one more. I did overkill. Looks like one would have held them, but I wasn't taking no chances. I didn't want that stuff in my pop out on me. And that's the easy way you're not damaging anything like this with these zip ties. I mean, there were cheap ones too. These were cheap zip ties. They were like, I want to say like from the dollar store or some shit, or Walmart even. There it went. All right. Hope it holds. All right, there it goes. So we got that. Hell yeah, hell yeah. All right, that was probably the hardest part, but I got a feeling this whole bike's gonna be like that, because remember when I said I had to order the cut pieces because it looked like it was just weird and I couldn't figure it out. I had to keep messing with it. I just hope the lower bracket ain't like that. I mean, I'm using a crank and all that, and a seat post, man. I don't think I'm gonna be able to find a seat post. And if that's the case, I might not even be able to find a seat. So I'm probably gonna have to paint this rusty, crusty ass seat, and then figure out a way to redo it. I mean, it's not too bad. Like, it's got a nice ugly spot right there, but I mean, damn. Got my handlebars in here. Then also got this. I don't think I ever showed this even in a short. I got this thing for like $5. I thought it was pretty awesome. It's a little dirty, a little dusty, but I'm gonna figure out how to put it on here. I just hope I ain't gotta take yeah, well, if I gotta take any of that off, it ain't happening. I think I could probably slick it in down. Oh, sorry y'all. Slick it in down here somewhere. Like if I could manipulate something to go in here. I don't know. I can tell you this, that ain't coming back off. That fork. So I don't know. It might go onto this build, it might not. $5 it works to put batteries in it. I think I had to change the light bulb though. But I had a bunch of them from, I mean, this thing looked brand new in the inside. All the paper was still in it when I took it off and everything. So I got this at a flea market, like I said, for $5 from my old man. I also got this in a boat light. I don't know if I posted that boat light short yet, but it'll get there. I might have to buy, oh shit, I'm dropping some of my loose parts down there. I might have to get a chain for this. I don't know if I got a chain. I have to look. This is the front fender, and then that's the rear. My grips, my pedals. It don't look like I got a chain, so I'm gonna have to buy a chain. Son of a bitch. Yeah, I don't have one. Don't look like. I might have borrowed the chain from something. And it's like, oh, I'll just get another one. All right, well, I'll have to get on that and get a chain. I'm trying to get this assembled somewhat. I was waiting on the bike over there to dry, which it's dry now, so we might get at that. I'm trying to make this Friday's video and then make the Day of the Dead the next week. I know y'all want to see it assembled, but this one was, I just kind of wanted to get this one done. I was kind of liking it, and I might end up putting something on there. I still might do some more paint to this. I really like it though. I like this paint. I might do some more too, just cause man, I had a time with this dang fork. I mean, it was driving me nuts. It's about the only time when I just snapped and about broke this stuff. Just threw it in the other side. And I did find out that these parts are kind of cheap. I looked them up. So if you room this, it's probably less than $30 to get it, like shipped and everything. Like just that center support bar, the one that goes up that I cut. And then these honestly, I want to say this bolt is just as much as this. So if you mess this bolt up, it's kind of pricey for the bolt. I think the bolt is $16 shipped. This bolt is like $5. I don't know what it is shipped. You can get like this whole assembly up here for $25 with the fork spring and all that, with the springer and all that. Yeah, well, looking pretty good. Looking pretty good. We're getting there though. We're getting there. Alrighty. I thank y'all for watching. I know it's supposed to be a short video. That's why I'm cutting it right now. But I had a time, y'all. A time with putting that on. I mean, a real time. You can see that there's still a little gap right there in this flush. But yeah. I'm pretty sure that's a 26. Yeah, it's a 26-inch fork on a 24-inch bike. So, don't know exactly how it's going to ride. But it doesn't really look like it's any higher. Like in the front a little bit. But it's not much. I think the only thing it's going to look weird is when you put the, maybe the front fender on. Maybe. I don't know. And that tire's flat down there because I had to take the air out to put the dang tire in. Hopefully when I air it up I won't have the issue. Which I still got to adjust it over there. And I don't know if it can go forward too much more anymore. I don't know what size tire they're like. Yeah, there were 24-inch rims on here. But I don't know what tires were on here. If I got to swap the tires out and change these, I'll do it. These were just some cheap ones, I think, that I had. I don't even think they're, I don't know. They look like, no, these were F&Rs, I think. I'm trying to look. This is nylon. Oh, no, they're Duro. F&R, yeah. So these are a little bit more money, these tires. I got some real cheap ones that I bought for like $30 for a pair. They're going to go on some of the other builds. And those ones, I just wanted something different. Those ones back there. So, yeah. Alright, hope y'all have a good weekend. Whatever it is. And I enjoy. If I get some more done, I might post it in here. So pay attention to the end of it. Alright, I got a little bit more assembled of this, so I'm going to go ahead and slide in the video and a little bit more information on the Side Plus so I can give y'all a little bit more for this Friday's video today. Like I said, I got all that in. Finally, it took a minute. I got it. The wheel's not tightened up all the way. It's just sitting on there. I ordered the chain. I got a chrome chain for it. Military grade, whatever that is. Same one I always use. The seat post, I figured out. I actually had one for the Nepali build, which is kind of a spoiler. I got a short coming up on that next week. So I'll just show you. I'm not going to show it in the video right now, but just know I got a seat post that will fit this. And it will fit a cruiser style seat. So I ordered that seat post because I had one on hand instead of that one. So now I'll be able to order a seat, but I don't know what seat I want yet. I don't know if it's going to be a cruiser style or a banana seat or whatever. I'm just going to kind of throw stuff on here and try to figure it out. But that's not where this is at. So I was thinking about changing my crank now because I'm actually going a little bit more lowrider style, if you guys can see. Yeah, so I got my fenders in here. I just got plain brackets. I don't have any twisted brackets or nothing. This is kind of a smoother, slicker look. I was going more for like a chopper style look. That's why I did the metal handlebars like that, and the metal grips. These are all actual metal. It's not plastic. This is metal. This outer cap right here, I think is plastic. It's like plastic, metal, plastic. The center is metal, definitely. And so yeah, a little bit different style with the little twist here, you know. I just noticed one of my little things look cut here. I might end up having to finish cutting that off. I don't know. I don't think it got trapped in there. I'll have to. These screw off pretty easy. You can see how they put it in there, and then it's threaded on the end of that. That threads off, but it's got a screw. These handles are really hard to get on. They're a lot harder than your other ones because it's got like a rubber seal that goes all the way through. So just know that if you buy a style like this that has this cap and that like that, it's really hard to get them on compared to just your normal like rubber slip ones that are hard enough. So this is the crank that I have for it. However, I'm thinking about changing it now. I don't know if I change it, I'll have to buy it. This is the original. No, actually, this one came off of a Schwinn, I think, or came off of something, or it may have came off of this bike. I think it came off of this bike, and then the actual crank came off the Day of the Dead bike, I think. Just recycling some stuff. I'll probably end up using it just because I don't want to spend the money right yet for it. I want to buy some other things. I'm actually buying stuff for the smile now, cry later build. I said I wasn't going to, but I'm doing it. And let's get to that, since we're adding a little bit more to this video. The Day of the Dead stuff probably is definitely going to be assembled probably this weekend. It's a lot of it's in there. I think I got a good majority of it to finish up. I don't really think I need too much. If it is, it's going to be like a small part or something that's going to fumble me up. I think I have a chain. I bet. Yeah, my chain's right there. I ended up painting the chain to match with the sprocket and all of this stuff. And yeah, I don't want to show too much of the box over here. That's the poly stuff. You can actually see that. So let's see here. Let's go over here and show you what I want to show you. Then I got these tanks for that bike too. The one that's right there. This tank's actually going to go on it. But it looks really nice the way it is right now. However, I want to what do I want to say? I want to put some kind of design over this, and then this actually be the design color. You can see, yeah, it's got that flake in it like I like, where it's different colors. It's hard to see with the phone, but with the naked eye you can see it. It's just so weird that the phone doesn't want to pick it up. But I don't know. Like I said that a million times. Like, if you're looking at paint like on YouTube or something, just know that you're not going to be able to match that paint up on the video if you're going to try. At least I know I don't think I would be able to, because you can't definitely see everything in the camera. Alright, so let's go over here. I had a buddy of mine, a family member, kind of like a father-in-law almost. He brought this frame over. He wanted me to strip it and get all the rust off for him. He's kind of getting into this stuff now too, because of me, I guess, a little bit. But he wants to do more classical looks. He wants like the classic forks and all this. This was my Smile Now, Cry Later build. You can see it's peeling off. I sprayed this stuff last night after I got back from his house. I had dinner over there and stuff, and he handed me that frame. Wanted me to clean it up, so I figured he's going to Mexico this week. He'll be back in like after Thanksgiving or something. So I'm going to end up cleaning this frame up for him before he gets back. But while I was doing it, I went ahead and threw my frame in here and did it too. This is one of those pools. I got another one from Walmart. I got a couple of them when they went on clearance for the end of the summer, and I like using. This was a bigger one than I had, so I ended up being able to put them both in here and not really worry about it. But you can see the job that stuff does. I haven't touched this at all, and it like literally ate the paint. What it is what I always use. I just want you guys to see it. I think I got a can right here. This stuff right here does wonders. You leave it overnight, does wonders. Alright, I guess that's going to conclude this video for this week. Get back to listening to some 90s gangster rap. Here we go again. And then, let's see. I think that's all I really got to say, you know. Ain't a whole lot. So I hope y'all enjoy it. Here we go. Alright, well, this is Tennessee Lolos. I hope everybody has a good evening, good night, good afternoon, good weekend, whatever day it is. And just hang in there and keep riding.